And welcome to another episode of the Kids Ministry Collective podcast. My name's Tom Bump, and I'm your host. Thanks for joining me, my friends. This episode is all about gratitude. And I got to say, I am grateful for each and every listener. I'm thankful for those of you that have subscribed. I'm thankful for those of you that have left a review. And if you haven't done either one of those things, hey, go do that. And I'll be even more thankful for you. But I just want to say thank you. Thank you to those who have left encouraging messages, have taken the time to actually email me and let me know what you've enjoyed about this podcast and how it has helped you. This is a labor of love. This is something that I do on my own. I finance it all on my own. And I am grateful that it gives people hope and encouragement, gives them fresh ideas and opinions, shares new resources with them. And I'm super excited. As this episode is being recorded, we are in just the final weeks of really of 2024. This is the end of November, just before Thanksgiving. And that's why Thanksgiving is on my mind. But it's also a season of busyness for ministry leaders. For all of the 30 some years of being in ministry and even being as a pastor's kid, being raised in the church, I know that when Thanksgiving hits, it's the it's really the beginning of some of the busiest ministry of the year. And I just want to stop and encourage you. I want you, ministry leader, to know how valuable you are to the kingdom for who you are, not about what you do. What you do is important, but who you are in the kingdom of God is way more important. And I just want to say I'm thankful for you. Before I dive into this episode, I want to tell you something else that I'm thankful for, and that's the D6 conference. I want to tell you, this is an amazing group of people that put this conference on, and it's one of my top two ministry conferences for a lot of different reasons. But let me ask the question. What if discipleship at your church extended beyond Sundays and flowed through everyday moments of life? Imagine families that engaged in meaningful conversations where parents were guiding their kids closer to Jesus. I mean, that's something we all as leaders dream of, right? At D6 Conference 2025, they're going to help us understand the unique challenges that we're all facing about bridging the generational gaps, empowering parents, and creating vibrant discipleship culture inside and outside the church. Together, you're going to get equipped if you attend this conference with actionable tools that will reach from the dinner table to the bedtime routines, sparking faith filled conversations all the time. So, here's what you can expect if you attend the D6 conference. You're going to learn how to equip your ministry. You're going to discover new approaches to discipleship that's going to last. You're going to build unshakable foundations where you can build that ministry on solid truth. And it's going to be transformational for you and the families you serve. You're going to find community and encouragement. You're going to be able to connect with other leaders. I'm going to be there. And I would love to know that you're a listener of this podcast or part of the Kid Ministry Collective community. And the sessions are tailored for every role of the church. With over 50 breakout sessions and insights from main stage leaders, there's going to be something for everyone. So you can bring your senior pastor, you can bring your youth pastor, your next gen pastor, you can bring your teams. And I can tell you for certain that whether you attend the Southeast or the Northwest version of the D6 conference, you're going to lay some foundational groundwork for what's coming down the road. So you can use my code that is the word restore and save $50 on an individual ticket to the Southeast Conference. And I would love to see you there. All right, let's dive into this week's episode talking about gratitude. Because I know ministry leaders, we want to be grateful for what we do, but at times it's hard. Okay, let's just get real. There were seasons when I was leading full time that when it got to the holidays, it was tiring. You know, we've gone through the fall season and kicking off, and we're dealing with volunteer shortages and programming, the regular scheduled programming, and then all of a sudden here comes the holidays. And I will tell you, again, being real and honest, I struggled sometimes with my attitude. Sometimes I struggled with phoning it in and just putting it in cruise control. And you know what? Every season should be fresh and new. Every time the season comes for holidays, it should be fresh and new. So, how do we do that? Well, it starts with us in our hearts. We have to cultivate an attitude of gratitude. And this is only going to happen when you regularly practice gratitude. And when you regularly practice it, it changes your perception of how life is. You know, it's easy to get cynical. Sometimes the longer you're in ministry, the more vulnerable you are to cynicism creeping up on you. I want to challenge you, whether you're new to ministry or whether you've been a seasoned leader for a long time, to check your heart and ask God, is cynicism causing me to lose my gratitude? Am I not grateful for the opportunities I have to present God's truth every weekend, whether it's a holiday weekend or not? So here's some things that we can think about during this season to cultivate that attitude of gratitude. Dedicate a few minutes, maybe at the start of your day, and start a little journal, a page, whatever you want to do. And take a few minutes and write down at least 3 things that you are thankful for. 3 things. That's all you got to do. Take 3 minutes, write 3 things, and watch what it can do for you. Encourage people around you to spend time with gratitude. Maybe if you do team huddles on Sunday mornings before church starts, ask your team, hey, give me 3 things that you're thankful for. It's amazing what doing that can do. I remember an old song that I was taught, I guess as a kid or maybe a teenager, saying it's amazing what praising can do. And it really is. When we praise God, when we give him gratitude, it's amazing how it shifts our hearts and our minds away from the troubles of this life. And we start thinking more about what we have. So start cultivating this attitude. Why? Because you're going to need it as Christmas comes. You're going to need it in the busiest of seasons. A grateful heart is one that stays creative and energized and passion-filled. So I want to challenge you. Gratitude can kill off discouragement, cynicism, putting yourself in cruise control. When you start getting grateful for every moment that we get to serve, if you're not feeling like, I don't get to serve, I have to serve, you really need to do a heart check. You know, that's part of why I started Restoring Leaders Ministries, to help leaders when they got that attitude, when they got that where their attitude was not of gratitude, but it was a bad attitude. Restoring Leaders is actually a place where you can come and vent. That's also why KidminPlus.net, our leadership community, is there. It's to provide a safe place for us leaders to talk and to commiserate, but also to move on, to vent it and let it go. Because we don't want to let discouragement or a bad attitude control our ministry. You don't want that. I don't want that. So the only way to break through that is to spend some time praising. Second thing that you can do to develop that attitude of gratitude is look up some scriptures on thankfulness and thanksgiving and talk about those things and allow the Holy Spirit to talk to you about those things. So start with cultivating. Here's the second thing that I would give you that has helped me over the years. You got to get real about your expectations and your tasks, and you've got to prioritize what's really matters. You've got to give yourself permission to say no to some things. You've got to give yourself permission to maybe put some things in maintenance mode and not growth mode during the holiday season. you're going to have to I would say you've got to do a few things with excellence, and the rest, it's okay to average a C during those things, because you can't run at A plus all the time. You can't run with you can't drive a car with the accelerator pressed to the floor without blowing the engine. You've got to be realistic about what you can do and what you can't do. And with all the demands of the holiday seasons and leadership, it's essential to focus on what really matters. One of the things that really matters during this time of year is you and your heart, your relationship with Jesus, spending time with him. What matters is you taking time to physically rest. And I know sometimes the enemy wants to tell you, you can't rest. You've got so much to do. You got so much to do. But you know what? Sometimes you just got to stop. The rest will be there later. The other stuff will be there later. Rest cannot wait. Because when you're tired, guess what? You're probably going to get grumpier. You're probably going to get a little cynical. You're probably going to slide in the wrong areas. So I want to challenge you during this season, before it gets any further into the Christmas season, to stop and pause and figure out, what do you need to delegate? What do you need to stop doing for a season? Maybe instead of preparing all the lesson, you do need to lean into some video curriculum for a season. Just for a season. Doesn't mean you can't go back to it and teach live. But if you've got 50 million other things, you got to take 25 million off the plate. Let's be realistic. You've got to schedule some time for downtime to emotionally recharge, spiritually recharge, physically recharge. See, you want to put yourself on the path to burnout? Put yourself on that path when you don't schedule those things, when you think everything is a number one priority out of 10. Not everything is a 1. There are some things that are 8, 9, and 10 that you need to just let it go. You need to delegate it, or you need to let it sit until after the season. But it's important for us to prioritize. And if you struggle with that, that's part of why I hired a coach, because I saw everything as a high priority. And I always got caught up in the tyranny of the urgent. And everybody's fire was my fire to put out. And I started realizing that there was only certain things that I can do. And those were the things I needed to focus on, especially during the holiday season, because I wanted to make sure I had stuff left in the tank for my family, that I could be present in the season. And if I'm running around and if I'm so swamped, I'm not going to take the time. I'm not going to make the time. Last thing in this episode that I want to share with you is how important it is during these seasons. And one of the things that will help us with, and I'm so grateful for, is community. I'm thankful for the Kid Ministry Collective Facebook group. I'm thankful for the KidMin Plus leadership community. It's not a large community yet, but hey, if you want to come join us, you should, because we're growing and there's a lot of great resources there. And I've built KidMin Plus for leaders like you who want to be known, who want to be heard. I care about every single leader that joins. I want them to get more than the value they pay for. And it's only $15 a month right now. It's going to go up soon. But if you're a listener of the podcast or you're part of the Kid Ministry Collective, I'm still allowing people to take the founders members rate. If you're interested and you want a 14-day free trial, I'll even give you that. If you want to come check us out, do it now before the prices go up, because the costs of running the platform goes up. But that community is powerful for me. I am so thankful for a group of men in my life, kids pastors. Not all of them are kids pastors anymore, but they're all still part of my life. They've been with me for the years that I've been doing ministry. They've seen the good and the bad and the ugly side of Tom Bump. And I'm a mess sometimes. And I don't have it all together. And I don't always have all the answers. And there are times I want to quit. There are times I want to give up. There are times where I get cynical about life and ministry. There are times I get discouraged and frustrated with the lack of volunteers and the struggles that leaders have and that I've had. But you know what? My community has always been there to support, to encourage, to reduce the stress, to give me a sense of belonging and purpose, to remind me of why I do what I do, to challenge me to let go of things and to hit pause, to breathe deep, to laugh at myself and them. So let me ask you, do you have that kind of community? Do you have a tribe of leaders around you? Do you have some people that you could reach out to and talk to? I had a coaching leader that I've been working with for a while. Just tell me thank you the other day because they appreciated that I would listen to them as they shared their heart. And it was raw and it was real. And there was no judgment. And they thanked me for that. They thanked me for listening and not laughing at them and not calling them crazy or not calling them weak, or they just were like, man, I'm thankful that you heard me and I don't feel like I'm off in left field or that I'm totally alone. And I'm glad for that. I've asked God to help me to do more of that. And if I can serve you, if you've ever thought about coaching, this is a great time to be thinking about how to get it started. You can set up a clarity call on kmccoach.net. I'd love to talk to you about what coaching could look like for you. I love pouring into leaders. I love being there for leaders. I love being part of their community and watching them grow and see their ministries grow. I know it's hard work and it's challenging, but you don't have to be alone. You need community, and you should not be doing ministry alone. You should be pulling people in and inviting them to step into deeper discipleship and serve the kingdom. But you, as a leader, need other leaders around you. You need people that are older. You need people that are younger. You need people that are the same age as you. You need to have those kind of people in your world. I have some great younger leaders that are teaching me a ton right now. I love their fresh perspective. I love that they have not been jaded by church hurt or leadership hurt, and they're not cynical, and they bring a new perspective to me. They challenge me that when I start getting cynical, they can pull me on that. I love that community. And you know what? I'm grateful for it. I'm grateful for the opportunity that we have to connect with leaders. I love ministry conferences. I'll be at Children's Pastors Conference 2025 in January in Orlando, and I'll be at D6 Southeast. I would love to connect with you there. Let me know if you're coming. I'll have a booth at both of them. Kid Ministry Collective and Restoring Leaders will have a presence there to offer support and encouragement, to let leaders know that they are not alone. See, by focusing on gratitude, by setting priorities, by fostering and encouraging community, leaders can build a healthy and thankful approach that will get you through the busy, hard seasons, helping you to lead with love, even during the busiest of times. All right, my friends, that's going to wrap up this episode. I want to thank D6 Family Ministries for supporting this episode, for sponsoring it, and for sharing the conference information with us. Again, if you'd like to go to D6 2025 Southeast, you can use the code RESTORE, and that will get you $50 off. If you have any issues with it, let me know. I will help you out. Just email me at tom@tombump.com. If you're interested in a 14-day free trial and the founder's rate of $15 a month to come join the KidminPlus.net leadership community, where you can get courses, coaching, community, and more, come check it out. Again, email me at tom@tombump.com, and I will send you a link to get you those rates and to get you that offer. It's the only way you can get it. Or you can just go sign up at $15 a month. lock it in right now because that's going to be the price until, well, probably the end of 2024. All right, my friends, that's going to wrap up this episode of the Kids Ministry Collective. I hope it's been encouraging to you. I know I love the KMC community. I love being a part of this, and I'm here to serve. If there's anything I can do for you, if there's a way to encourage you, if you need prayer, support, encouragement, someone to laugh with, someone to cry with, someone to pray with, I'm here for you, my friend. Reach out. Until the next time, stay focused, stay with a grateful heart, lead with love, and God bless you and keep you and make his face to shine upon you. I am thankful for you. Stay tuned for another episode real soon.